guys, Scott, Sydney MGTOW here with you today. And look, this is probably not so relevant to you guys in the context of content creating, given that a lot of you guys are maybe not content creators, but there are some of you that are, and I'm sure that the ones of you who are will understand where I'm coming from with this, particularly if your content is controversial. What's going on, Nadia? Awas Kamkwa, Dynamite Rabbit, Sir 2K to Goat. And guys, what I wanted to talk to you about today is, when I do this channel for you guys every day, and it's really important that I get out the messages that I get out. And look, I know my messages can sometimes be a little controversial. Sometimes they can be a little come across as a little full on. What's going on, Underdog and CJ? Get a little, I'm dabbing in my head for you, Underdog. Haha, you know it. What's going on, Charlie Brown? So yeah, guys, look, I know that yesterday my video on single mothers and mass shootings was maybe a little full on. There is some truth to a lot of the things that I said in there. Maybe I came across the wrong way. I had someone yesterday, someone who actually very much value, someone who's quite important to me as a person in my life. We've all got those mates, those friends, those family, whoever it may be, that are very, very important to us. What's up, NYC and Papa? Chase Luke. And this particular person said to me, wow, look, I saw your video today, and they hadn't seen my videos before. He said, I saw your video today. I said, oh, okay. What was your thoughts? And the thoughts were that, well, I've never quite seen you that passionate. MGTOW Knowledge Darius in the house. He says no room for beta male simps. Absolutely, and I totally agree with you, Darius. But look, what I would say is there's always room for a little self-reflection when you see that there's a way to maybe refine your message. And yeah, look, Darius, men are fed up, absolutely. And I'm not apologizing for my message yesterday, but what I'm saying is that, if I really want to get through to a larger audience, sometimes I need to maybe be a little more particular in what I say and the way that I deliver my message. Yeah, and look, NYC, men are saying I'm tired of this shit. Absolutely they are. But then again, I guess my message that I try to put out is for you guys to know the red flags and to know what to look out for. Like, I want you guys to be able to protect yourselves against what's out there, because there is a lot of bullshit out there. And while part of the massive, in fact, I would argue that the major problem is gynocentrism, and the major problem is feminism, because that's what's causing all of this change of landscape and the dynamic between men and women in such a negative way. But sometimes I have to, my message is very, very important to get out that to you guys. Sometimes I don't necessarily want to ostracize some of the people that care about me. Right? That care about me, that care about what happens to me. That's right, Dynamite Rabbit, single mum plus Ritalin equals mass shooting. And look, this is something that's happening. Gynocentrism is a huge problem. If any of you guys go into Google and you do a Google search for single mums with the American spelling of MOMS, right? It talks about how great single mums are and gives you all these tips. But then when you write stay-at-home mums, it shits all over them with the search results. So we know Google's cucked. We know that Google is manipulating the search results. Right? It's no secret to anyone who's been red-pilled. What's going on, Yanling? But just as was said before in the comments, introspection. I think it's very important, and it's critical to remaining objective. Right? A lot of what I say is objective. Some of the thing, maybe I've got my own personal bias, but I try to remain fairly objective. And the reason I get so passionate and so fired up sometimes, getting the ginger rage on, the reason I get so passionate and fired up is because I really care about you guys. And I care about what's happening to masculinity. And I care about what's happening to men. And I care about what's happening to society as a whole and the way it's deteriorating. Hashtag ginger rage is NYC. What's going on, Boski? Welcome. Mr. Super Nice Guy, I'm going to address that in a second. I think it's a big problem. But yeah, I just don't want... I don't know. I don't want to lose everything that's some people that are important to me, right? And I think that by way of being introspective and thinking about the way that I deliver my message in an articulate and a careful way so as to convey the correct message. What's going on, Chris Cantu? And no, not all men are your brothers, right? They're not all your brothers. Simple as that. So, but like, yeah, it really is important that when I put my message out there, and that when we put our message out there as fellow MGTOW and men and content creators, that we do it in a way that doesn't alienate our listeners, and that we capture the widest audience possible, because red pills are important. As I said in Man Paradise's video, keep taking those red pills, John. And we need the red pills every day. We need to understand what's going on, but it's also important that we don't let that destroy us. It's very important that we don't let that isolate the people that care about us and would support us if they think that we have a positive message. You know, I just... And I guess, look, it is a fear of mine. You know, and as much as I shouldn't care, what if my parents found out about the channel? It's not going to stop me delivering the message, but it may impact my relationship with them. Not because I've done the wrong thing, but because they may see what I'm doing very negatively. Whereas I know from the emails and the phone calls and the messages and the donations, which I don't spend, by the way, on myself, which I don't spend, you know, and you know, you guys are coming to me, you're bringing so much love to me and letting me know that my message resonates with you. And that's why I keep doing what I do every single day. And Yan Ling just says, when I was a kid, I felt like I was such a nice guy simp. It felt miserable. Now I'm a total dick and life is awesome. And you know, I think that there's a way, you don't need to be a dick to be happy. But there is a guy who wrote a book called The Art of Not Giving a Fuck, and I recommend you guys all read it. It basically says that, you know, you need to stop worrying about other people and worry about yourself. That's really the raw message that comes out of it. And it's important to stay true. It's important to stay true to yourself. It's important to stay true to your message. And I've actually got a really cool meetup that I'm collabing on with someone else. And it was the person that I mentioned in my video the other day, who was asking me about masculinity, right? Who has very good intent, but she couldn't quite articulate what masculinity is. Obviously, because women can't truly understand what masculinity is all about. Unless they've witnessed it, unless they've had very articulate delivery of it combined with their experience of it. So I'm going to be doing something really cool with her very soon, like doing a meetup in Sydney where we're going to have some women and some men. I'm going to be talking about masculinity from a man's perspective, and she's going to be talking about femininity from a woman's perspective. And I think it's going to be really, really cool. I'm actually very, very much looking forward to it. Because I think that, and look, let's not go into the whole no wall argument right now. It's not the time or the place. But if we can only change, say 10 women's minds on the way that things have been before, and give them a different perspective to show men a little more respect. If we can do that to only 10 women, then that might save some men. It really might save some men, might save some lives. And that's why I do this every day for you guys. To keep you safe from the things that that happen when you're not aware of true female nature. And Darius just says, women will never change. They don't care about men, only what benefits them. They care nothing about our feelings and how we're treated in a relationship. I agree. Look, I do agree with that, MGTOW Knowledge Darius, and Charlie Brown. I am going to record myself at this meetup. I'm going to record the whole thing from start to finish. MGTOW Knowledge says, don't save these washed up women. They care nothing about us. They never have. It's in their nature, brother. Look, and Darius, believe me, I know this. Believe me, I know this. But actually, no, I'm not even going to say but. Believe me, I know this, right? Where I'm going with this angle, right? Where I'm going with this angle is not to try and change them. But here's the thing. When women feel guilty about something, right, we'll generally try and prevent them from doing it. So it's when they don't feel guilty about things that they will unashamedly do things even if it causes harm to others. So if women actually feel guilty about something enough to not do something, right? So you got to look at things from a motivation perspective. So am I motivated to take his money or to not feel bad, right? The more you feel bad, the less likely you're going to be to try and just target that money. You're still going to go there, but you're maybe not going to be as savage with it because you're going to feel bad, right? So if we can create an understanding between human beings, and this is just going back to pure psychology, right? If we can understand it, like, you know, men understand each other, right? Somewhere I heard women don't understand women, but men understand men. And that's why we work so well together, because we get each other, we understand each other, we're able to have empathy for each other. Right? And it might be a really interesting red pill to share on my channel, this video, when I take a recording of the meetup. You know, and having this kind of discussion could potentially result in ending up on the mainstream media with a debate like this. And I would not do anything but a live interview with the mainstream media. It has to be live or nothing, because I won't be cucked like that. Oh, whoops, missed my turn off there. Sorry, guys. So yeah, I wouldn't go on the mainstream media with anything less than a live interview and a live playing of the whole video from start to finish. And I will have my cameras recording at that same screening. And yeah, Darius, look, man, I know that there's no consequences for their actions. I know there's no negotiating with them. They'll never understand. He says they'll never understand us because they only care about themselves. But I definitely see where you're going, and look, and thank you, Darius. I appreciate that. You know, like I know. Look, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Darius already, I need you to head over his channel right now and hit that subscribe button. He is a very, very intelligent bloke, very, very good-hearted, and knows exactly what he's talking about. All right, and donate to the Juice Fund while you're there. But you know, if I can get a positive message that women want to hear, see where I'm going with this? If I can get a positive message that women want to hear, then it's something that may end up going mainstream, that may end up being a topic of discussion, and it may land me, you know, in maybe some live interviews where I can say whatever I want to say without being cucked by way of it being a live stream. And not necessarily being disrespectful or rude, but just you know, just knowing how to articulate the message and deliver red pills to the greatest audience possible. Because it's only when we start to say, you know, it's only when I'm able to get on TV and say, look, I'm for men's rights, I'm for women's rights, I'm not for anybody having their rights taken away, right? And I think that feminism has become something toxic largely, and it's turning women into victims. And I don't want to grow up in a world where women are victims. I do not want for any of you to have to grow up in a world where your daughters, where your sisters, where your mothers play the victim because that's what society's taught them to do. You know, we need to reverse this whole victim narrative. We need positive examples out there for women to follow. The more women we can get that are following a positive role model, the more women will become positive role models. And it's going to be more men that are going to be the positive role models from what I'm seeing in the media at the moment. And Chris says, MGTOW are not the victims, we are the leaders. Absolutely. MGTOW Knowledge Darius says, Brother Sydney, how can we educate and red pill women if they see no harm in how they are? Well, if we can make them feel bad, if we can make the ones that are doing the wrong thing feel bad about what they're doing, right, by correlating it back to them, then they will see some harm. Then they may not completely give up on taking benefits where they can obtain them, but we can at least make them feel a little bit guilty about the things that they've been doing. Right? Even one man saved through the guilt of a woman who previously was doing very negative things and is now mindful of those and feels bad about it, feels bad enough about it to stop doing it and to stop hurting the man that they were previously hurting. If I can make only one woman, stop hurting a man, then that's a success for me. Yeah, look, and Charlie Brown, I definitely will come prepared with lots of stats and figures and data from government statistics. That's what Milo Yiannopoulos does very well. That's what Milo Yiannopoulos does very well. That's what Ben Shapiro does very well. MGTOW Samson S says, it's in their nature to play victim. My 2-year-old daughter always cries out for anything, sweets, attention. She wants the iPad, etc. Samson, do you actually have any sons as well? And does your partner enable the kids to behave this way? I'm just curious, right? Because I'm not a dad, so I can't make comment on that, but I'm curious to get your feedback on that. There we go. The mother is enabling her. The mother is enabling the child. This is the problem. And the more single mothers you have, right? When the government's enabling it, the government's encouraging it. The government is empowering women to force men out of their lives through like legal measures. And they're empowering them to take money from men. So when we've got, you know, MGTOW Samson S in a household where he's got a partner and got a young daughter who's being brought up to be taught, who's learning the behaviors, that if she cries, she'll get what she wants. Right? And then we're seeing even MGTOW Samson S, he's MGTOW, right? There's obviously, you know, post-child, so what can you do? But you've now got a situation where the mother is enabling the child to cry out and get whatever she wants, whenever she wants, simply by crying. And this will not stop through her years, right? She'll be 30, 40, 50 years old and still cry every time things don't work out her way. Because that's what she learned as a child. And this is the problem. Satanic, I think I did, man. I've got to get back to that email. And look, that's right. Mr. Super Nice Guy says, I feel like women can only learn through punishment, whether it's social or legal. And look, this is exactly the thing, right? And under a gynocentric framework, they are not being punished for the consequences of their actions. Like, they're not feeling the consequences of their actions. They're not feeling it legally, they're not feeling it socially, because there's no consequences. And it's so wrong. It's so wrong. And MGTOW Samson S, you know, I don't know if you've probably, I dare say you've had the discussion with your partner, not enabling your young child, but, you know, maybe you can drop some red pills on her. I don't know. Hopefully that works out for you, but can't really do much. Yeah, and Sergey says, in single mothers, if they have a male kid and he's a bit energetic, they get him on drugs, prescribe drug like ADHD. Yeah, instead of going outside and playing sports with him, instead of getting him on a bike, instead of getting him exercising, instead of giving him a positive outlet for that energy, they try and suppress it through drugs. And look, you know, there's many single mothers that don't do that to their young sons. And I respect it when they don't. But there are a lot who do. And it's harmful. It's very damaging. Oh, Media Magnet, you missed all the good bits, man. Dynamite Rabbit. Mom, where are my fish sticks? Where's Shlomo? Darius says, hurting men benefits them, Brother Sydney. You can state facts, they will laugh and act oblivious to their ways. Without accountability, they will never change. Oh, look, I agree with you. Cheeto fingers, Chris can too. Yeah, look, Darius, you're right, man. You're right. You're right. Without being held accountable for their actions, they will never ever change. It'll never happen. But the more, and look, there's some women out there, like you've got your Karen Straughns, and you know, some people have got mixed feeling on men's rights activists who are female. But if they're speaking in our favor, I don't see any harm in that. And I don't think that's damaging. I think that it's positive. Because women listen to other women. Whether it's a good idea or not, they'll still listen to other women. So if we can have women out there advocating for anti-gynocentrism, I think that that's a good thing. Please do, Sergey. Sports Car Club says, what's going on, Sports Car Club? Repackaging the MGTOW message to reach the masses is becoming a must. Fourth wave MGTOW. I agree. We have to put our message out there in a way where it resonates with the widest possible audience. I've been red pilling some women as well lately. I'm not saying that they're going to be red pilled in the same way that we are, but the closer they can get to being of our mindset and understanding what we know, the better. Chris says, it took feminism 100 years to get to this point. It won't change back in our lifetimes. Automation will phase out women. Probably, yeah, probably. I agree with that. Automation is going to be incredibly damaging for women. And a lot of the push for automation is going to come through, you know, a desire for a removal of liability. So like the whole #MeToo. Right. Of course, that's going to accelerate the push towards automation, because you know, women are becoming a liability in the workplace. Right? Women are becoming a liability in the workplace. To employers, there is a risk there. There's a very real risk, and there's nothing that can be done, right? Because the gynocentric laws are in place. And we're at where we're at right now. So I don't think that, like, the workplace isn't going to get any better soon. It's just going to become more and more toxic in white collar environments. I think blue collar is probably not so bad. Charlie says, you know what would give them a shock? Universal basic income in Australia. If everyone got $500 a week, females and blacks wouldn't get extra handouts. Well, that's true. Anyway, guys, that was the message I wanted to share today. You know, and look, if I ever put out a message to any of you guys that you're not quite in agreement with, keep in mind that I still love you and I still come here daily to do this for you guys. You know, you're still important to me. That doesn't change. You know, I'm here to give this message to you men on the daily with genuine intent. Smash the like button, guys. All right, man. Anyway, I'm going to bounce for now. go check out my links. I got Instagram, I got Twitter, I'm on Wire, I'm on Minds, sorry, Instagram, Twitter, Minds, and a couple of other platforms. Patreon, PayPal.com. If you want to donate $1 or $2 a month, feel free to do so to the Fighting Fund. Oh, hang on, before you go, guys, Mr. Super Nice Guy just said, I asked my female boss why she hired me, and she told me because I had a nice smile. Wow. Just wow. Nadia says, check out MGTOWmerch.com. I got some hoodies and some shirts there and some cups. I'll be expanding that range very soon. Thank you so much, Chris Cantu. He said, smash the PayPal. PayPal.me/SydneyMGTOW. Guys, I'm out for tonight. That's right, forward. Tonight for you guys in America. This morning for you guys in Australia. Appreciate all of you. Big love. See you next time. Peace.